Hey, Jonathan, I gotta mute this screen, okay? I gotta mute this call, okay? Because the presentation is started, okay? I gotta mute it, okay? I gotta turn it down. Kind of like hang up, okay? Alright, guys, we're gonna be talking about weapon restriction laws in a healthcare facility. A lesson to learning on safe way to live. Okay? I'm not gonna say my name because I don't really like to give out information about myself. About some I'm gonna be telling you about how dangerous it is to use a weapon in a healthcare facility or any facility that there is in the United States, America, right? And Canada too. North America. Anywhere actually. Okay? So what this is about is we know that healthcare facilities matter, right? Because healthcare facility is for silent hospital helping healing, right? So it's not just a hospital, it's a nursing home, other healthcare facilities that there is. And some of them that I included here was East Liverpool City Hospital in East Liverpool, Ohio, We're Medical Center in Weirton, West Virginia, Trinity Medical Center West and Trinity Medical Center East in Zoomville, Ohio, and East Ohio Regional Hospital in Martinsville, Ohio, and Lifeline Hospital, which is a rehab hospital, which is part of a healthcare facility, as you might already know, is in Wintersville, Ohio. Street. We need to be safe all the time because safety is the #1 priority throughout the whole entire world. And I'm pretty sure we know that. Safety is the #1 priority. And bringing a weapon into the hospital is bringing a weapon into the hospital is very serious. We need to be safe all the time. What you're going to learn about in this presentation is I'm going to be explaining to you about restrictions of using weapons in a healthcare facility and anywhere you are at any time. There's an East Liverpool City Hospital in the United Kingdom. We call them lifts. You might already know that. Every elevator at East Liverpool City Hospital is safe 24/7, which means 24 hours, 7 days a week. Out of all 9 of them, there's 9 of them. Even the ones that don't have the sign in them, each and every one of them is kept safe 24/7. Elevator, service elevator, passenger elevator. Each and every one of them, I want you to know, is safe 24/7. Right? And what that means is nothing can go wrong. Is there, man? Nothing can go wrong with these elevators. No one can bring in a weapon and start shooting in the elevators because you know why? And I'll explain why to you right now. At the front door of the East Liverpool City Hospital in the emergency room entrance is a security desk. And the admission desk in the emergency department up on the 2nd floor. They'll report the person who walks into the hospital with a gun. Now call security, or security already sees that that person will be taken down and probably have to face serious consequences. Right there, it says, pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, no person shall knowingly possess, have under the person's control, convey or attempt to convey a deadly weapon or dangerous to these premises. Premises are the sets of the property. You already know that, though. A valid license does not authorize the license to carry a weapon on these premises. It can happen, right? You know what happened in Pittsburgh, PA, at the UPMC Western Psychiatric Institute? There was a shooting there 5 years ago. A shooting there 5 years ago. Right? I'm not going to really get into that, but there was a shooting there. Some young boy went in there and started shooting people. and started shooting. Okay? There were some people that died from that. And ever since that day, and ever since that ever happened, they had to get a metal detector put in, and now nobody can go in that place unless they have a specific reason to be there. And that's a good thing, because I ain't there there's a shooting in a hospital. You know, any healthcare facility that has a shooting should have a metal detector put in and a restriction. I'm sorry if it has to be that way, but you know how the road is these days, right? Don't forget 9/11. That was a really big event for America, right? Besides, you know, there was besides all the world wars that we had. You know, this was actually a world war. 9/11 was a world war. You know, it happened on that Tuesday morning. Those planes hit the World Trade Center in New York City and Pentagon in Flight 93. And that's actually considered terrorism. That's actually considered terrorism, right? And anytime somebody walks into a hospital with a gun, that's considered terrorism. Does everyone understand that, everybody? Right? That's called terrorism. And that's why there's that sign in the elevator. And it says on the bottom, that anybody, what that means on the bottom is that anybody who walks into the hospital armed with a gun, okay, they're going to be facing serious charges, consequences. The security's going to see them, they're going to handcuff them, and you to do one of these things. They could have a sentence to life in jail, and the one they should have a sentence to is prison. There is going to be a court before they go to prison. Okay? Before they go to prison for the life sentence for bringing a weapon illegally onto hospital property. No hospital should not body to just walk in and start shooting people. You know, this road can't be trusted these days. There's people dying and stuff. And don't forget what happened in Orlando in June, in that nightclub. There were like what, 50 some people killed that day when that happened. Then there was another shooting at the Orlando International Airport. Let me tell you this. Orlando is not a safe place to live because of all of the terrorism that's been going on there. From that nightclub to the airport shooting. You know, I don't know about the airport shooting, but I will say that the nightclub shooting, it killed a lot of people. Okay? It killed a lot of people. Right? There have been bomb threats, which we're going to get to in a little bit. There have been bomb threats too. Right? So, this is definitely a serious consequence for somebody to face when they bring a weapon into a hospital, and that is a sentence to life in prison. Does that make sense to you, man? It does make sense. They should be in prison. They go to court first, like I said. They go to court first. And after they go to court, they go to prison for life. Well, that's a serious consequence because it says no person shall knowingly possess, which means they shouldn't just say, okay, I can take a weapon into the hospital, a gun into the hospital, and start shooting people. No, that's not it. That's not it. Have under the person's control, convey or attempt to convey a deadly weapon or dangerous ordinance onto these premises. That means bombs, cigarettes, none of that is permitted on hospital property. UPMC Presbyterian in Pittsburgh, the flagship one, you guys talked about that, didn't you? That is restricted there. You walk right in the lobby of that biomedical science building. Oh, I've been there before. You're stopped by security if you come in with a weapon. Yes, boom. Before coming through the parking garage entrance, you walk in there and take out something, You're under arrest right away. There's two security desks. One by the garage elevators, picture it. There's one by the garage elevators and one by the Ioneer Institute. And anybody can't even get past the security guard. Because you know what that security guard's going to do? They're going to stop that person. They're going to tase them. They're going to handcuff them and then take them to court. And then after that, they're probably going to be sentenced to prison. As you may not notice it though, but UPMC Presbyterian is one of the biggest hospitals in the Pittsburgh area. Don't say it ain't, because it is. Auburn Hospital in Canton, Ohio is another big hospital. Cleveland Health, Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh is to surely be safe. You know how you have to get into a patient unit? You have to like get a ID badge from the information desk. Terrorism-free place because terrorism can't happen there, and anybody comes in there with a gun, the security is gonna do the same thing they did at UPMC Presbyterian in the Biomedical Science Tower. You know what I'm saying? So before you even do it, you have a choice to make. Are you gonna go there and start shooting people, or are you not gonna go there? Right? You know what I'm saying? Get there, you're gonna be stopped by security, because you know how security is these days in these hospitals, right? They'll definitely stop you at Trinity West. That place is small. And I see you walk right into the emergency room with a gun. The security desk is right inside. They see you take it out and start an attempt to shoot somebody. They're going to take their taser out. And that's what they're going to do. And they're probably going to handcuff you and then take you to court. After you go to court, you go to the Jefferson County Courthouse, by the way. You're probably going right down the street to the Jefferson County Jail. Prison. If a child was to do that at young age, sorry, like they're a teenager, they'd be in a juvenile home for life. That's like a prison too. You're there for like almost 2 years, if not 3 years, in a juvenile prison. That's for kids. A grown, now if you're like 16, you'd probably be going to prison. And yes, you would have to go to school, because the Jefferson County Jail does have a school. Severely. If you just walked right in to Trinity West, for example, and then took your gun out, any emergency room, you'd probably be and then handcuffed. The heart center entrance, I don't know about the heart center entrance, but the maternity ward at any place has to definitely be kept safe severely. Any maternity ward has to be kept safe in any hospital. You know what I mean? Because you don't want a newborn to be harmed.
You okay, buddy? Tried to write to you. Is something wrong with your computer? Your head okay?
So you know what I'm saying? The maternity wards definitely have to be kept safe, because you don't want a newborn to be harmed, do you? No newborn in any way. What if it's child abuse or being shot? You know what I mean? Everybody wants to stay safe. Because safety is the number one thing in the road, right? And you know how it is these days? You know what people are doing these days? You saw what happened when Donald Trump became president, right? Just standing right outside the hotel in Washington, D.C., or was it New York City, and he lighted himself on fire because of Donald Trump being president. Yes. The Trump International Hotel, it was either in Washington, D.C., or they were sitting there just lighting himself on fire because Donald Trump was president. There are people in this road that are crazy these days. And you never know what could happen, right? Especially in a healthcare facility. Right? So you've got to make a choice. Are you go to that healthcare facility and decide, okay, I'm going to take out my gun and start shooting people, or are you not going to go there? Are you going to say, I shouldn't go to this healthcare facility because I know how scary it is these days, especially what happened with Orlando and New York City on 9/11. How many of us were alive on 9/11? There probably somewhere I was alive on 9/11. You know how it was. The Twin Towers crossed, the Pentagon, several people died. Because somebody checked at the airport in Montana, the airport that was, they thought that that person was safe. They checked their bags, they thought everything was safe. Then what do you know next? They get on the plane takes off, they take control of the plane, they cut, I think they cut the pilot's throat and take control of the plane, which means the pilot was killed. And then, you know what happens next, right? That terrorist takes control of that plane and just flies it right for the World Trade Center. Then the Pentagon. And another plane crashed in a field. That's Flight 93. There's a memorial for Flight 93. There's probably a memorial for the Pentagon. And there's also a memorial big time for what happened on 9/11. 9/11 was one of the biggest events we've ever had in our life. And I want you guys to know that. 9/11 was a very big event outside of the Orlando shootings from that bar, that nightclub in June, and that airport in December. Drugs and alcohol. Besides bring a weapon. Oh, I should have put bringing that. Bringing a weapon onto a healthcare property. Drugs and alcohol is another restriction on a healthcare property, and should be a restriction to any property, including home properties. Hey, anybody brings any of that stuff into a medical facility? The hospital that I mentioned earlier, you know what happens to them? That person brings that in, okay? And like say like they're visiting a patient, and they get up to that patient's room, and they take out a wine and start drinking it. You know how dangerous that is to that person? That person is putting danger to the hospital. Alcohol, which may make that patient want to do the same thing as that patient is doing, same as that person is doing, right? And you want to know what happens if a patient would do that? If somebody would just say, okay, I checked the hallways, no nurse is coming down, we're going to shut the door now, and I'm going to give you this drink, and it's a wine. You know what happens when someone drinks a wine? One wine, can take over your life. You know, any type of alcohol can take over your life. It can make you crazy. Make you take a drink of it, and something bad might happen. You might be a patient, and you get out of your bed and go to the nurse station and start abusing the nurses, or your doctor, or any of the other patients. You never want to do drugs or alcohol. That is probably one thing you've learned in school or from Tyler's Light, but you're not going to get into that though. But alcohol is prohibited on any, and should it be prevented on any other facility besides a hospital property? Yes, it should. Because when you are making a choice to do drugs and alcohol, you're taking over your life. You are controlling your life. You are doing crazy things to hurt other people, right? So you should never do drugs or alcohol. And you know what happens when you take whatever you know what happens when you take an overdose? And you know what happens next? You die probably. Or you know what? You may not die, but it may cause cancer. Because cancer will make you die. Half the time. So, bringing drugs into the hospital and taking them while you're in the hospital sick can make you even more sick. And if you pass out and that nurse sees that you did drugs and nobody else saw it, you could be charged for that in a healthcare facility. No drugs or alcohol is allowed on any healthcare facilities. Hospitals, like I just said, are meant for people who are in desperate healing. All right? You understand? Hospitals are meant for healing, not for somebody to go in there and saying, I'm sick, and then having drugs in their pocket, and then being sent back to the emergency department, to their room, and then peeking out of the room to see if a nurse or doctor is coming their way. And then this is, get right back in the bed and take a pill. And then we'll take more than one pill and pass out. You don't know what's going to happen to you next. You're not just going to have one nurse checking after you. You're going to have several nurses in the room doing CPR on you because you're probably going to have a heart attack. Pass out, you know what I mean? Because if you take too many drugs, you can pass out and have a heart attack, right? It's not funny. That's the truth. It's not funny. You at home, there's nobody else there to take care of you. No one may not even notice that you're passed out in your house. And there's nobody to take you to the hospital. You can't even call 911. And if you're laughing, it's actually not funny. It's really disrespectful to laugh at something like this. Okay? So, there's nobody at home, and you choose to do drugs. If you're a single person and you choose to do drugs, and you could pass out until they come visit you and you would not answer the door, or they might call you and might not answer. It might be days and you might be dead if you take too many drugs. Pass out on the floor in your bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, wherever part of your house. Hospital, it wouldn't be that way. You would probably have CPR right away. So never do drugs and alcohol on any road. Right? Because drugs and alcohol is a danger to your life. It can take over your life, right? So you have a choice to make when you grow up. Are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? What choice you're going to make? What choice is best to make? Not to do it, right? Okay? And you know what? The actual drinking age is 21. Did you know? You might not notice that, didn't you? Drinking age is 21. Okay? You have to be 21 years older to drink. And you don't want to make that choice to drink. You just like go to a nightclub and it's like, okay, can I have a Budweiser? So whatever it is, Bud Light. Can I have 3 bottles of it? You know what's gonna happen to you? Your mind's going to let you control yourself. Your decisions you make, how you live, You're gonna do dangerous stuff to hurt other people, like I just said. It's never allowed in hospitals. You know what? They should have metal detectors in emergency rooms of hospitals. Who's with me with that? Right. All hospitals should have metal detectors in the emergency room entrance, emergency department entrance. Because a metal detector is going to stop you alcohol when you bring them to the hospital. It's going to stop you from taking over yourself or hurting other people. Looking in our hospitals any hospital, smoking is not permitted at all. Why? Because you know what smoking does? Smoking also takes over your life, and you know what else it might cause? It's taking over your life. You know what else it will cause? Skin cancer, lung cancer, heart disease. You never want to smoke. Okay? Because smoking is another thing that takes over your life, and it's another drug, believe it or not. Okay, so you get a job at Pizza Hut, and you're on break and you want to go outside and take a smoke. You're taking over your life. You know, you could smoke, and then suddenly come right back inside and say, okay, I'm back from break. And then, you know, you might just say, I'm going to put this pizza on the oven and let it cook for about 2 hours. And then you might just put it on there for 2 hours and then leave the restaurant. You know what could happen next? The place could catch on fire. Or say, okay, I'm going to wash my hands before I start cooking my next meal. You might have you'll definitely have a sense to wash your hands before you cook your next meal. Because in the food business, it is important to wash your hands before you prep food. You probably already know that, don't you? And you like leave the water running and forget to turn it off. You might forget to do certain things, like turning the water off on a sink. Or you might forget that you have a pizza that was left in the oven for 2 hours and you leave the restaurant without telling anybody you left. You know, smoking takes over your life. It causes lung cancer. It causes skin cancer or heart disease. It controls you. You don't want to have any control of yourself. Having control of yourself harms other people. Because you might just go to work one day, good morning, or whatever you say when you come to work, and you go back there and punch somebody in the face because you said, oh, you know what, you suck. Or you're a piece of, or I never want to see you again, right? That takes over your life. You are having control of yourself. You are hurting other people very badly by doing that. So smoking you might think, okay, well, this isn't going to hurt me. To have one smoke and then go back to work. The next day you come to work and you say, oh, I hate you. No, you never want to smoke. It takes over your life. It controls you. Smoking is another drug that controls your life. It hurts other people. It harms other people in certain ways. From abusing, abusing to threatening, you know what I mean? Never want to do drugs or alcohol. It takes control of your life, and you never want to bring it onto a healthcare facility, because bringing it onto a healthcare facility takes over your life. It takes over your life. You're making a really bad decision when you walk into that healthcare facility with drugs and alcohol and say, I'm here because I'm not feeling so well. And you know why you're not feeling so well? Because you're doing drugs and alcohol. You have it with you. And you're saying like, oh, my throat's hurting me, or, I'm coughing really bad, or my skin's breaking out. It's because you're doing drugs and alcohol. Right? Right? It's taking over your life. Okay? And the doctor's going to come in. He's probably going to say, well, if you're coughing so much and your skin's breaking out and you're having chest pains, you're probably doing too many drugs. Right? And he's going to say to you, he's going to remind you, doing drugs and alcohol takes over your life. It controls you. It harms other people, right? Hey, if you have a piece of paper, write that down. Doing drugs and alcohol takes over your life. People, if you have a piece of paper, I'd write that down. Okay? So before you write that down, it takes over your life. people. Okay, if there's ever an emergency in the hospital of a shooting, of an active shooter, okay? So you're in the emergency room as a nurse, registered as a receptionist in the emergency room, or a nurse, or a doctor, and you're in there, and all of a sudden, this active shooter just walked into the emergency room. Okay, what are you going to do? And say, okay, code, whatever it is. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna run to the nearest fire alarm pull station, and you're gonna pull the fire alarm, and then you're gonna get on the intercom. Then you could, I don't know how to put this. You pull the fire alarm to let people know that there's an emergency in the hospital. If that shooter is in the emergency room of the East Liverpool City Hospital, and you're at the main entrance in the main lobby on the first floor, you can get out safely because the emergency room's up on the second floor. The main lobby is on the first floor. You just run right out the door and leave. You want to evacuate in an event like this. If you're in the emergency room, to pull the fire alarm because you feel like you're in danger, and this is putting other people's life in danger as well, go ahead and then take shelter. Your shelter is to either go into a restaurant barricaded with a trash can, if there is one in there, and then get up on a toilet. If you're a patient and you hear that there is an emergency, you want to close your door. What's the emergency room at the East Liverpool City Hospital is that all the rooms are private and they don't have like that curtain there. They have a door that you can easily try and move your bed over to and barricade that door as quick as you can. Okay? All right? But it's not possible for the shooter to get into the emergency room area where all the beds are, because the doors to the emergency room are locked by a code. And you know what codes do and key cards do? They keep you safe. Right? Key cards and codes keep you safe. It is a prevention to a life threat, for being shot, for being abused. You know what I mean? And this goes for somebody who becomes mental. And they walk into a hospital and they just walk in and say, oh, you know what? You're done for. And then they threaten them. That's when your life is put in danger. Was when you hear somebody say something really, really terrifying. Somebody who's definitely, you look at that person and you think, oh, this person looks crazy. And I want to protect myself. And they're saying really weird, and they're saying dangerous, and they're saying terrifying stuff right now. So even if you're a patient, you might want to you pull the fire alarm if you feel that it is best for you to protect you and the lives of other people. Or you go to the nurse's station, or you want to protect yourself from the situation of an active shooter walking into the hospital. Right? If they're walking through the front door of the hospital, which is on the first floor, and you're up in the second floor emergency room area, you can easily evacuate. Okay? Now, I will say this. It is a pretty far distance to the first floor main lobby from the second floor emergency room. Okay? You'd have enough time to get out of the building if you could. Okay? You might want to pull the fire alarm too on the way out to alert other people that there's an active shooter on the premises. The main lobby. You know what I mean? Now, if you're in the emergency room, and you're a patient, or stuff, you could be in there and an active shooter could come in there at both entrances. Okay? Or say you're up in the first floor. If you're back where the chapel is on the first floor of East City Hospital, you're not safe at all. Why? Because the main lobby is just right behind there, a little ways. Okay? You want to go in that. If you're down by that chapel and you hear a shot of some sort, or you hear intruder, you want to get in that chapel right away and barricade that door with a chair, with a couple of chairs, so to protect yourself. You know what I mean? Okay? Now, if there are both entrances, your second floor emergency room entrance and the first floor entrance, okay? And you're either up in a patient room, okay, or one of the rooms in the emergency room, to be life flighted to safety, okay? Now, some of us might hate flying in the air. Some of us may have, our ears might pop a little, or we're afraid of heights, but it's for your own good. They could life flight you to your home. If you tell them where you live, they'll life flight you to your home to get you to safety. Okay? All right? If you're in the basement of the hospital, you'd still probably, if there are both entrances, you'd probably have to be, or you could go out for the basement, loading dock entrance. There's a loading dock entrance in the basement as well. And easy one, you can just easily run out that door in the loading dock area. Or except there's only one thing, it's chained off on the weekends. But however, there's another entrance on the first floor up by the Met Harder Professional Building. Right? There's another entrance up there. And you probably want to go out that entrance. Right? You probably want to go out that entrance. If you hear that there's somebody or the main lobby, you want to get out that entrance as quick as fire alarm on the way out. There's a fire alarm right at that door. You want to protect yourself and the lives of other people. Right? Because safety is the number one thing in the world. Right? Okay? So you guys get it now where you know what to do if an active shooter would walk into the hospital or some crazy person in any hospital. You want to protect yourself. You want to either evacuate or take shelter. Okay, and even if you have to be life flighted, sure, it may be being dead, right? Okay. Bomb threat. Bomb threat. This is really important. Bomb threat. Let me use the restroom really quick because I haven't used a bathroom in a long time. Okay, I'll be right back. Not now. Not now. Not now.
Yes.
All right, guys. Sorry. I'm late. But bomb threats is another thing we're going to talk about. All right. Now, if you're ever in the hospital, what if you're a patient or staff member or a family member, and you get somebody, and somebody gets on the intercom and says, okay, a bomb threat was placed either in the cafeteria or emergency room lobby or the main lobby or knee, which stands for 4 Northeast. You hear that, you want to try and evacuate right away by helicopter. You're not going to be outside the doors. You're going to try and get a possible chance up to the helipad. Wait for a helicopter to come. If you're a patient, you'll be directed up there by an escorter. Lift, of course, because one of the bed lifts go up to the helipad. And the helipad's up on the 6th floor. When you go up there, and you just lie in your bed, for the helipad to land. When the helipad would get there, you probably just get right on the helipad and he'd be flown to safety, you know what I mean? You want to try and remain calm and not panic. Further instructions. Listening for further instructions is a very important thing when there's a bomb threat anywhere. Whether it's at a school, a university, mall, hospital. You want to try and remain calm and not panic, and you want to listen to it. Right. So that means you're not going to run. Okay. So here's what you don't do. You don't sit at a nurse's station up on a floor and hear them say, a code, a bomb threat was placed in the cafeteria. You don't just get up out of your chair and start running for the helipad. No. Don't just start running for the helipad. You want to listen for further instructions. Right? To keep yourself safe and other people safe, right? If they say that we're going up to the helipad to life flight people to safety, you want to get a patient. You want to get all the patients up to the helipad. When that helicopter lands, you want to kind of wait. Well, you're going to have to take. There's going to have to be one. You're going to have to take people one at a time because the helicopter is really small. There's probably several people that are at the hospital, especially if it's a big hospital. Now, these are City Hospital. Yeah, I'll take maybe 10 people at a time. Okay, to safety. Okay, and then once everybody's out, you know what happens next once everybody's out of the location? You know what they do? They send police officers and bomb sniffing dogs, law enforcement officers, and bomb sniffing dogs they check the whole entire property from the operating room. Now, there's a surgery going on. A surgery. I forgot to mention that. There's an operation going on. To the helipad. Okay, and you want to continue to walk on that patient to save that patient's life. Right? The surgery heals, right? You want to continue to walk on that patient while you're getting them to the helipad up on the 6th floor. You're on the 3rd floor, you have 3 floors to go up to the helipad. But you want to take the surgery elevator. There's a theater lift. Okay, there's a theater lift. Oh, and you want to take that theater lift up to the 6th floor. And you have direct access to the helipad from there. Or if you're already on the 6th floor and you're a nurse, you just walk right over to the helipad entrance. You're like in that one wing where the east wing is. And you just make a right and go down the hallway and keep going until you see the key padded doors. With the door that leads down a little catwalk thing. That's the helipad out there. Right? And wait for your helicopter to come. Okay? Now, like I said, there are many people that hate to fly. The ears get applied to their ears, it makes them sick. But it's better than being dead, right? Protect yourself. You want to make your choice. Now, we're coming to the end of this presentation. Okay? We're coming to the end of this presentation. I would like your audience members to do. I would like you to debate on it. Should weapons and drugs and alcohol be permanently everywhere? Think about it. Should all of this be prohibited? Weapons, drugs, and alcohol. What do we think? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and the best wise decision to make? Yes. Weapons, drugs, alcohol should be prohibited everywhere. That actually, because drugs.
Can I give you a kiss before she comes? You got a buddy on there. Want me to tell him hi? Want me to tell him hi? Hey, do you want some of these craft loss, the Smarties? You want these? Well, if you want them, they're up here. Now I'll put you a bowl.
No.
Can I put your bowl here?
Go,
Okay, let me put your bowl there for them.
Go.
Just take me a minute.
It seems we'll be having a little break. But yes.
Okay, I don't bother you anymore unless you need me, okay?
Alright. So yes, weapons, drugs, and alcohol. Because what did I say about drugs and alcohol? I said it several times. It does what? It takes control of your life, right? Now, people say that they have weapons to protect themselves. I can understand that. When you have a weapon, not only to protect yourself, people, you're making a real about decision there. And you're making a decision to have yourself being sentenced to life in prison. Okay? What did I say happens? When you bring a weapon into any healthcare facility, you bring it in, security stops you. And security cameras. There's something called security cameras. They stop you, taser you, handcuff you, take you to court. You go to jail. You go to prison for life. Okay? And there's so much you have to do in prison. A lot of the chores you do at home for mom and dad. It's a lot different than us. You have to do what they tell you. There's no Wendy's, no McDonald's, no Arby's, or no KFC, or no Dairy Queen in prison. You have to eat what they make you. So think about what happens when you're in prison before you make a bad decision of bringing a weapon onto a hospital premises, or any premises. And think about your life before you do drugs and alcohol. Okay? Alright? Is anybody gonna do drugs or alcohol or is anybody gonna do drugs or alcohol here? If you're not going to do drugs or alcohol, please say yes. Drugs or alcohol ever in my life. Okay? If you choose not to have a weapon, say I would choose a weapon in my life because I know it's going to hurt other people, including myself, and get me sentenced to prison for life. Right? So exactly. If you agree with me. Okay. So all of you just made a really wonderful decision. Give yourself a pat on the back. Good decisions to protect yourself. Okay? From controlling yourself or harming other people, including yourself from being harmed. Right? Okay? Are we going to continue to make those decisions in our life? For our life? Not to do drugs or alcohol? Okay? I think we're pretty much safe then, aren't we? If we know that we're not going to do drugs or alcohol or have a weapon with us. We know what to do if you do, you're on the event of an emergency such as an active shooter or a crazy person. You know what to do, right? Okay? Alright. Like I said, just for the results. If you chose yes, you should feel very extra because you just keep our country safe from any missile harm. That means weapons. guns. You made this choice, and you should feel really proud of yourself because you made this choice. You're going to protect yourself. You're going to protect our country, right? You're going to protect every other country that there is in the world that we live in. Okay? Okay? So the decision you guys just made, you should feel extra proud of yourself for making that decision. Yourself and everyone else, not just you, life. Even your pets, right? Or wildlife. You're choosing to keep yourself safe, right? And your wildlife around. It's all about safety in this world. Safety is number one priority. Aside at work, aside at workplaces, and also you should be proud that you actually joined my presentation today. It's not do drugs, alcohol, or have weapons with you, right? Because you're just making your life safer now because you listened to my presentation tonight, right? And you made a choice to protect yourself. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to come to an end now. But there is one more thing I'd like to say. To say that the choices that you make in your life are the choices that you'll have in your future. Okay? So you chose not to do drugs or alcohol or have weapons. And that is a choice that you will keep for the rest of your life. Okay? Not only yourself, but other people, your wildlife, your community, your environment. You're protecting your own entire self. Okay? No, man? Okay? All right. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? We're all good? Okay. A choice to protect yourself, right? And that's a decision you'll have for the rest of your life. The choice you'll have for the rest of your life. Okay? Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, thanks so much for letting me take some time to explain to you guys about the restrictions of weapons on any property in our country. Make sure to stay safe. And be sure to like this presentation. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys, so much again. You guys are too kind. And I hate to say it. And I hope to talk to you guys again soon. All right. All right, guys. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, guys, so much for joining me tonight for this really extra special presentation. Restriction laws in a healthcare facility or any type of facility. And again, guys, make sure you keep that decision not to do drugs and alcohol and not to use weapons for the rest of your life. That is your life decision, and you're going to keep it for the rest of your life. So thanks again, guys. Hi. Thanks again, guys, and God bless us all. All right, guys. God bless us all. Thanks so much for joining me tonight, and take it easy.